Hello, so this is a Raze tutorial that I'm making for my friend. So he's currently Ascendant 3, but he still have a lot of room for improvements. So this is some tips to help him out. So let's start. So as a Raze, you don't really want to defend side so much because the thing with Raze is that he's not really a good character with in defending those wide areas. Because even when you nade here, you have a bit of a risk. So, um, you can't, and then your nade doesn't even like, catch the whole area, right? Like there are like many areas that you have to be aware of. When you throw a nade here, you have to be aware of here and here. And when you throw a nade here, right, you have to be aware of here and here. So, Raze is not excellent in defending those wide areas. So when you're on like when the enemy you have many enemies, like if it's a single enemy, yes, you can defend normally, but if they're like it's if it's like a start of a round and you have to like defend against the entire enemy, the best place for Raze to play is actually B main. So now, how do we defend B main? So first, what you want to do at the start of the round, there should be a cam um, here and here. By the way, I don't like this cam because it only gives you an info across here. So I would like to, as a attacker, I like to place it here, but uh, that's not really the purpose of the video. So let's just ignore that. And for now, like once you break the camera, you immediately want to switch back to the position where you always pre-aim. Like here, it can be here. You can like watch it really like tight, so just to see the cross. This doesn't really, if you get a kill, you're so lucky, but it's more for like to get information. But if you hold here for too long, you're gonna get killed by a guy who just come here and then just slowly walks here and then just peeks you like this. So you don't want to hold it for too long. I would hold it for like, I don't know, well, I'd give it like 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and otherwise, I'll like back off a bit and play here. So the reason I like to play here is because they haven't crossed yet, and even when you engage the enemy here, and if you survive, you can throw a nade like this and re-peek. And this is really good because like you know the enemy didn't cross here, so your nade can just be aware of here, right? So you can just nade here and be aware of the enemies that's pushing you. So what I would like to do also is instead of looking very tightly, I would like to peek it a little bit wider and crouch, or even not crouch. It's up to you. And go for a kill, because they like to over peek here. So it's quite easy for you if you like aim it really nicely, like the headline's about here. So you just aim here and you get a free kill. Um, and even if you somehow survive, um, it works for this kind of angle, tight angle too. But um, you can throw a nade after contact or a kill. Here. Oh, not the right click. I'm not supposed to do that, but um, left click here. And sometimes what often enemies do, they get separated. So sometimes you get a player who's just, oh my gosh, there's a nade, and he just goes straight. So this guy is in like a panic usually. So you easily get a free kill here. So what I usually do is I nade and I back off this side a bit. The reason I back off this side a bit because this player usually aims here, right? And then now what he has to do is like he's in a panic situation. So if you're here, he's not really ready. His mouse um is moving right side a bit. So it's harder for him to kill you. But you're in a situation that your mouse is in the middle on the mouse pad, so it's easier for you. You have a slightly better advantage. A lot of players don't know that, so they just pick you like with a bad mouse placement, you know? So they have the mouse on the right side here, so you always have an advantage. So I like to play here, a little bit more here. It's up to you, but yeah. And by the way, if you get pre-fired a lot playing here, um, another option is to hold here like this, because the enemy usually looks here, right? And then if you're here, they have to like do this weird diagonal movement. So that's why holding here is actually strong, but many players don't do that as a race. So that's how you play Raze. B main. Also, you can cross here if you want to, but you usually have ask your teammate that to bait for you, right? Like to play here, and even if you die, they can at least try to trade you, right? Playing here. So that's also important if you want to play here. Sometimes you have to switch up those positions, those three positions, so you get a easy kill. And the next is when the enemy's not when the enemy's not on B main and they're playing mid, or there might be a B main but they're just playing B fall, so they're if they're playing really quiet, what you can do is you can um you remember this like line here? You can just run and throw here, and then you can easily break the cipher trap. And just what I would do is I'd break it, and if I push, it's too obvious, so I would usually go back. And now what the enemy has to do is like, if they're playing like here, oh, oh, it's broken, and they think that Raze might be pushing, so they have to like look backwards, right? So yeah, they have to be aware of it. So it's harder for them to concentrate on mid fights. Because you're having like one player always looking for flank. Otherwise they have to, if they're so aware of it, they just push somewhere really fast without using their skills so much. So those players get an easy kill. Um, So it's really really important to break a nade. By the way, if you know a guy, if you jump peek like this, and if you know a guy playing here, back here, then from the same spot, from the same line, you can just like, you don't have to run through, but just aim here, and this perfectly lands on the backside of this place. So this player either has to go left side, or if you're lucky, this player might go for a fight, getting like aim punched and their pre-aim is not ready, so you can just crouch peek. I would, well, you don't have to crouch peek, but it's up to you. Or you can over peek like this. It's up to you, but like they're really not ready for the fight here, so um, you can easily get a kill. Otherwise, another thing I like to do is sometimes I just don't do anything. Hold here. If they're quiet, I don't break the nade. And you want to do this in like 2 rounds in one game, at least 2 rounds. I'd say 1 round's okay, by the way. So maybe at least 1 round. You want to push slowly, and there should be a wire here. So not too close, but go here and just push. That's what I would do. And this, if you go from this way, and if they hear the sound here, it's too obvious. So I would usually go from this way. It takes time, but it's more unpredictable that way. So it's up to you, but depending on the situation, you know. Um, I would do that as a playing B main as a race. Of course, you don't want to play B all the time, but the thing is, B is definitely better than playing as a race. B is definitely easier than playing A because A is a bit harder. I think for these kind of positions, I'd say Reyna's better usually, but of course Raze is pretty good as well. But yeah, I like to play B as a Raze. Um, You can also sometimes go mid. What I would like to do holding mid is sorry, my internet's bad, but um playing here. So the reason why I play here is even if they smoke, sometimes you see here, and you can also get a have an off angle here, right? Note that they see you first if they're here, so be careful. But if the enemy is here, you get an advantage because they're not really ready for the player here, right? So, but I don't like to risk it unless I know the player's there. I would peek it like this, but otherwise I would usually stay here, right? Wait for their skills. Like even if they omen flash, you can still dodge it because you're on the high position. So yeah, you will never get flashed. And of course, you can help B main here like this. It's up to you how you play it. But yeah, so as a Raze, you never want to fall back so much. Try to hold B main. If it's really hard for you, yes, you can fall back, but there's not much you can do. You can only throw a nade when they rush. Like, don't throw a nade right away. You want to cancel their abilities. Usually, you want to cancel their dog or at least their something they use for entering, right? Flash, whatever flash to separate jet that entered site and shit. So yeah, it's up to you, but yeah, that's what you can do. And you can also play here, right? Like this. So this is a pretty good off angle, I'd say. You can actually go from here. Yeah, sorry, I have a bad internet, so packet loss, but yeah, you can go here like this and then just play here. But yeah, it's really up to you. So yeah, this completes the Raze tutorial for B main Sunset. Thank you for watching.